take a closer look then at how the pancreas makes its exocrine function enzymes. So we have our pancreas, and remember the exocrine function is anything that leaves an organ via a duct. So we have our main pancreatic duct, also known as the duct of Wirsung. We also can have a secondary duct. If you recall, that is called the duct of Santorini. Off of that duct system to the microscopic level are going to be these tiny little ducts that are all going to join together to make that main duct. At the end of those tiny little ducts are going to be groupings of cells. Remember, these are the Acini cells. These are the ones that are responsible for the exocrine function of the pancreas, for making the enzymes that digest our foods. In the Acini cells, we are going to find three main groups of enzymes that are created to help digest our food. The first one is going to be lipase. Lipase helps us to digest our fats. Lipids, lipomas, all made of fats. We're taking that lip part and applying that to the fats prefix. Our next one then is amylase. Amylase is an enzyme that is created both in your pancreas and in your salivary glands, and it's going to help us break down carbs. And then the last enzyme that you need to know, there's many that are made, but as far as what ultrasound needs to know, the last one is protease. And there are three proteases that you should know. The proteases are responsible for breaking down proteins that we ingest. And the three that you need to know are going to be trypsin. That's probably the most common one. That's probably one that you've heard of before. Chymotrypsogen, which is basically kind of just a precursor to making some other enzyme breaker downers. And then we have carboxypeptidase. And again, that's going to be another one that's going to help break down some other chemical compounds that are made within the body. So the body can use all these really broken down things. If you remember amino acids from our liver conversation, amino acids are these big curly groups, building blocks of proteins. We want these proteases to come in and kind of help us out to break these down even further into little curlies. And then those little curlies are going to head off to the liver. And remember, then the liver goes through that transamination where it breaks the amino acids even further down so the body can start to rebuild new chemical things within this body. So it's all related. It's kind of crazy what our body can do. It's actually really neat. But getting a little off topic there. These three things you need to know that the pancreas makes, know that they are responsible for helping us to digest certain parts of our diet. Now, the last thing that we need to remember that the pancreas is responsible for making is called a bicarbonate. Bicarbonate is actually made by a few organs. When it's made by the pancreas, it is made to help neutralize the hydrochloric acid that is coming from the stomach. So remember, our stomach is hanging out over here. We've got our stomach. It's got all that hydrochloric acid in it. It's my camera again here. All that hydrochloric acid's coming in. So all of this food that's coming into the duodenum is super acidic, and the intestines can't really handle that acidic food that's coming through. So the pancreas makes this bicarbonate, and the bicarbonate's made mostly within the ducts. And if you recall, when that CCK and the secretin is activated in the duodenum, it's going to tell the pancreas to flush water out of it. So water is going to rush into the ducts. It's going to grab the enzymes, it's going to grab the bicarbonate, and it's going to bring it all in through that ampulla of Vater. Once our bicarbonate is in here and mixes with the acid, it gets neutralized. And so now it's safe for it to continue through the intestines. And then our body can start to process and digest everything a little bit more effectively because it's not worried about burning a hole in itself. So bicarbonate is a buffer for the acidic chyme or food that comes out of the stomach. The pancreas is responsible for making lipase, amylase, and proteases.